Hello, everyone. I'm Michaela. Today, we welcome Jagger Whitaker to the soundtrack of our lives. He'll talk to us about his upcoming EP and his newest single, Last Call, which is out today. And I
Yep.
loved it, by the way. It was amazing.
Oh,
I'm
thank you
really
so
excited.
much. Thank you so much for having me as well. I'm super
Yeah.
excited to talk about everything.
Yeah. So, what can you tell us about your upcoming EP?
It's going to be very different from what the start of my career started with. It's not going to be just throwing music out there to kind of get my name out there. It's going to be more personal. It's going to be more real stuff, real events that's happened in my life. And I'm still going to include that rock and roll side of stuff that I've had in my previous songs. But yeah, like I said, I just want to incorporate more personal things into the upcoming songs. And that's kind of what I did with this latest single.
Hmm.
I took a real event that happened in life and kind of figured it'd be relatable to people that have went through something that pretty much tore them down and put it in a song. So that's where I'm at with the EP.
That's awesome. What does the process look like for you in terms of songwriting?
There's a bunch of different processes. I mean, it kind of just depends on what day it is and who you're writing with. For this song in general, Last Call, like
Mhm.
I'd said before in some of the videos that I posted, I was sitting at a bar not too long after a breakup, and it was really close to the end of the night. The bartender called out last call, and a man sitting a few seats down from me was like, "Hey, don't say that." I was like, "Man, that'd be kind of a cool idea." And I had a write with my buddy of mine, Peyton Smith, the next morning, and I was like, what if we wrote something with the name Last Call, like I Can't Take Another Last Call? We kind of went with
Mhm.
that, ended up where we're at. But, it just kind of depends. You come in with ideas, throw them around, and finally everybody kind of lands on one and just go from there.
Yeah. So you mentioned a little bit about your own life, but is there anything in particular that you draw influence from for your music?
Yes, matter of fact, that's a whole long story about how I've gotten here and why I'm here. Music in the first place wasn't even the plan. I've always loved music, but I never really planned on having making a career out of it or trying to make a career out of it, to be honest with you. Growing up, my dad played the drums. I played the drums with him. That was about it. But he worked out of town a good bit on the weekends, and he would come back bring me a guitar. My mom was like, "You got to stop bringing him guitars. He's not going to sit down and learn." Because I definitely have ADHD. I can't sit down. I don't have patience. But at the age of 10, he passed away. And
I'm
that was kind
sorry.
of not, no, that's like I said, everything happens for a reason. And
Hmm.
I'm almost 100% positive this is what he wants me to do. So yeah, he passed away. And that was kind of my motivation to sit down and learn to play. So I started learning YouTube videos and all that fun stuff. Learned a few songs, and his favorite song was Simple Man.
Hmm.
So I really wanted to learn that for his upcoming birthday, and I was going to play it for him at his gravesite. Well, I learned that. And in the meantime, I kind of just started fiddling around with writing a song about it. And God, I can't remember the name of the song. It was like See You in Heaven or something like that. Ended up writing a song. And that's kind of where the songwriting thing of had began. And he's my biggest influence, is what I'm getting around to say. I moved off to college, started playing in the bars, and got a few cool opportunities. And that kind of just brought me to where I'm at today. My dad, definitely the
That's
biggest
awesome.
influence when it comes to music. But also, my mom, she's awesome. She's always supported me when it came to it. She still supports me every day. Can't thank her, them enough, really and truly.
Yeah, that's awesome for you. I love that. So, what was the process like starting, playing in the bars and then, to where you are now?
Well, I grew up playing in church, so that was kind of the start of like playing in front of people.
Yeah.
But like I said, I had no intentions of making a career out of it. I enjoyed it. I grew up in Mississippi, but we had a place in Orange Beach, Alabama, and
Hmm.
every time I go down there, I would go to some family friends of mine and play on their balcony for them. It was almost an every night thing. We would just hang out, play music, and it was really just fun and
Hmm.
games. And one day we were at the Floribama Yacht Club, and a guy that they had known was playing on the stage, and they were like, "Let him sing a few." So he got me up there, and I sang a few, and it was a different story when it came to playing in front of people there and then people at church, and
Hmm.
that kind of just opened my eyes, like, "Hey, this is pretty cool." Well, somebody had videoed it and sent it to a guy that I was soon to be going to Mobile for college.
Hmm.
And he played the bars down there, and he was like, "Hey man, when you get down here, I'd love to play some gigs with you." So moved down there. We played the first gig the first week of college. Yeah, we played then, and then we kept playing every other weekend, and then we'd play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pretty much every week, and got the opportunity to open up for Tyler Farr first when he
Hmm.
came to Mobile, and then John Langston and Noah Hicks. That kind of set the path for like, I want to do this. This is what I love to do. But yeah, honest to God, South Alabama, I can't thank it enough, but it was not even the first, it wasn't even on my pick of colleges to go to. And I'm glad I went there. It got me where I'm at here.
Yeah. I mean, the end is all that matters.
Absolutely. And I'm all for believing in things happen for a reason and right place, right time. And I truly think that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for things telling me, come here and do this.
Hmm.
And I absolutely love music. So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. I can see your genuine joy for music just in talking to you a little bit.
I'm so glad to hear that. I really do enjoy it. So it's definitely not a faking it thing. It's definitely not. But
Yeah. So, how do you strike a balance in your songs between the vulnerability of, because you're telling a personal story, and then kind of keeping that story personal because it is something that you went through that you don't necessarily want to be super open about?
yeah, a lot of that is keeping the names out of there. And if there is something that is truly like very personal, you can either pick to put it in there, pick to not put it in there. You tend to, when you're writing a song, just you take your events that have happened and then make them relatable. Or the events that you went through are relatable, just kind of summarize them to where they are what they are in a song.
Hmm.
So I mean, when I say make it a personal song, it doesn't exactly have to be word for word your story, but most of the time it's gonna be pretty real.
Hmm.
I can't really remember right off the top of my head who said this, but if a song doesn't tell a story, then it's not really a song. And I live by that. I feel like every song should tell a story, and everybody should get something out of it or get a feeling out of it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So, when you're writing a song, how do you overcome creative blocks when or if they arise?
I'll be honest with you, sometimes you just don't. Everybody has those days. I mean, but it will I will say it is just days. And most of the time you're writing with other people and you kind of piggyback off of them in a way.
Hmm.
Creative block that happens a lot. But you just gotta actually live a normal life too. You can't just be stuck in music 100% of your time because then you're gonna get in that mindset of, dang, what am I gonna write about today? What am I going to write about today? You got to live things. You got to live your normal life, and then kind of just take from that. Something pops up, use that, and that's kind of what happened with this latest song that I released, and a lot of the songs that I plan to put on my EP are things that have truly happened in my life, and just keep it on and really focusing on them and dialing into them. You just gotta like if it don't work one day, go back the next day. It doesn't happen in 30 minutes for sure.
Hmm.
You might get a 30-minute right every once in a while, but most of the time, it's between an hour. It might be 3 hours. It just kind of depends on the day. But yeah, that's I just kind of go with it.
Sometimes you just gotta let life take its course.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And it'll take you some crazy places, but you just got to keep going.
Yeah. So, you blend country and rock and roll. So, how did you decide that that's what you wanted your sound to be?
Well, I love country. Country will always be my go-to,
Hmm.
but I grew up on rock and roll, and I feel like that's just in me. I love rock and roll more than anything, really, truly. But country music is what I write. That's how I've lived. Like I said, I grew up in Mississippi, so it's impossible for me not to write a country song. But yeah, I just take what I've grown up on and just mix it together. It's not really necessarily the lyrical part of it that's rock and roll,
Hmm.
but it's the musical part of it. I like everything to sound big, and like I said, I grew up a drummer, so the first thing I hear when writing a song is production,
Hmm.
and I want things to sound big. I want them to hit you in the face when you hear them. That's kind of how I take my blend of rock and country and throw them together and got what I got today.
Yeah. So you grew up in Mississippi and then you went to Alabama and now you're in Nashville. So how
Yes,
has all of those moves influenced your music?
it was a lot of growing up really fast. I will say that. I feel like I've lived a lot the past 4 years of my life, a whole lot. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, but being in those places and growing up in Mississippi, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. So I didn't really know what to expect in other places, other than like going down to the beach during the summertime and all that. But, once I moved off, kind of got the experience in Alabama and Mobile area. And then moving here, it was just like a huge eye opener that there's so much more going on in the world. And really and truly, I never wrote with anyone except myself. until I moved here.
Hmm.
And then like writing with people that have done it for so long and experienced writers have really changed my instincts on songs and my ideas. And I'll tell you this, when I was writing by myself, I think I wrote the same song 20 times. So so writing with other people opens up your mind a little bit, kind of takes you in different areas and different paths. And yeah, I think the moves that I've made over the past few years have really influenced the music that I'm writing and making now. And I think really and truly it gave it more life to the song.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Moving always does that.
Yes, it does.
So we're not that far out from the pandemic, but how did that influence your career?
So it gave me time to really focus on it. I
Hmm.
wasn't like dialed in 100% on doing anything with music until that kind of happened, and I really dialed in on it. I started writing legitimate songs, and I started networking with people that also did it. It just gave me the opportunity to really dial in and focus on it. I wasn't here. I didn't move until as soon as it was over.
Hmm.
So I didn't really get affected when it came to living here when it happened. But I hate to say it, but it did help me be a better musician independently
Hmm.
when that
Makes
happened.
sense.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of what happened when it came to that.
Before you were writing by yourself and now you're collaborating with other people, how is the experience of that different than by yourself?
Well, like I said earlier, other people have been doing it for so long, or even people who haven't been doing it for so long, they're always going to have a different outlook or mindset going into a song than you are. And the more minds you got in the room, the better the song's going to be. I say that it might be the worst song you ever wrote, but it just kind of depends, you know. Taking the point of view from other people is really cool,
Hmm.
and seeing the experiences they went through that brought their idea into the room is really eye opening.
Hmm.
And like I said, being an independent writer by yourself all the time is it kind of limits you into what you've experienced, and you tend to write the same thing all the time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You can only write so many songs about one event.
Exactly. You'll try to switch it up. You'll try to write in a different way, and then you'll always circle back around to that same thing. You're like, dang, I just wrote that. I can't do that again. So yeah, being in the room with other people and letting them come in and kind of change your outlook and point of view on things is really cool,
Hmm.
and helps you out a lot.
So, going along this line of like connecting with different people, how do you connect with your audience?
Connect with my audience. Ooh, that's a tough one. Like I mean, just living a normal life. That really and truly showing them that I'm not just trying to be an artist. I
Hmm.
want to be a person too. I don't want them to just think he thinks he's high and mighty because he wants to be a public figure. Well, that's not the case. I just want to be in a position where I can say things that I think need to be said.
Hmm.
I want people to relate to the songs that I sing. So therefore, I just write honesty and truth and live the same way. And I hope they take from that, and hope they get that vibe from me.
I feel like that's very common in country music, that sort of down to earth, regular type, everyday person.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's just kind of I think that's the reputation you gotta have when you're doing country music.
Yeah.
It's really and truly the most honest, genuine form of music.
Hmm.
There's so many songs out there that you listen to, even if it's other genres that you can listen to and you're like, that was good. But then you listen to a country song that's got some heartfelt meanings and heartfelt
Hmm.
lyrics to them, and it gives you chills all the way from your head to your
Something
toes.
different.
Yeah, it's just something different. So I truly think that down to earth is what people want from you.
Yeah.
You don't want to be somebody that's just too cool, you know.
And speaking of that, how do you balance being that down to earth person with nowadays the demand for social content, like social media content?
Well, it's not really a balance. I ain't changed who I am. I just post it now. So, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be some days where I gotta do what needs to be done and kind of get the word out there. Like I said, like I got a new song coming out, I had to post a million times,
Hmm.
which that's just what you got to do. But still, I want people to know that I'm not just doing it for my own, I don't know, pleasure or whatever you
Hmm.
want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I truly believe that I want people to hear it, and I truly believe that somebody would take something out of it.
Yeah. So if somebody could take something from your new song, what would you want that to be?
So the whole song itself is kind of like talking about I can't take another last call. I'm kind of on the verge of losing it all or whatever.
Hmm.
But from that song, I want them to get the experience of being heartbroken, but at the same time, I want them to understand that you can get past that and you can move on. It's not just staying there, but you're going to go through it and it's okay to go through it. So
Yeah.
that's what I want people to have something to get down in their feelings to. And I want them to have something and be like, hey, you need to listen to this if you're not feeling too good. You could cry to it or you can laugh to it or whatever you want to do to it. But I think that it's a relatable song and I want people to be able to connect with it on an emotional level and
Hmm.
still get past it, still be able to get past it. I hope it's a healing process for
What's the strangest or most unexpected source of inspiration for you that you've had?
Oh,
You
that's a
can have a
strangest.
minute to think.
Yeah, I might need one. Well, we wrote a song not too long ago, and it was called "Start for the Beer." We were literally just sitting there, and we were like, we should write a really country song and throw in every single thing that is extremely country,
Hmm.
extremely small town, just goofy stuff, really and
Yeah.
truly. And we were sitting there just throwing stuff out there. And this was one of those songs that just kind of took 30 minutes to write and ended up
Hmm.
being a really cool song because it was talking about how there's a mini mart on every corner where we get our beer and same crew that goes out on Saturday night. You see them with the church pew in the Sunday morning, stuff like
Hmm.
that. And I think that just the goofiness that we got from writing that song, it was like, wow, that ended up being a cool song. It
Hmm.
ended up being actually halfway decent. So yeah, right off the top of my head, that's all I can think of. I'm sure there's some wild things that have, you know, gave me the idea or gave us the idea for certain songs. But right off the top of my head, that's all I got for you.
So, in terms of being, the normal average person, what do you do in your free time when you're not doing music?
I try to golf. Not the greatest golfer. I grew up playing baseball and football, so I got
Hmm.
baseball swing and all that. So I'm still working on that. But I hunt and fish. And, I work out, or I try to. Try to stay in the gym, try to stay healthy. Really and truly, I just go out and hang out with folks.
Hmm.
I could call it work or call it not work. I love to talk to people. It's a networking thing,
Yeah.
anyways. I just go out, meet people, hang out with people, the normal things. Not
Yeah.
nothing crazy. Still have a place down at the beach, so when I have the chance, I'll try to get down there and go out on the boat and all that. Really enjoy the peacefulness of the water.
Is it on the ocean?
It's close to it, yeah.
Okay.
It's on the bay side of things.
Hmm.
You can take left turn a mile up the bay and you're in the ocean. So
My grandma has a house up on the beach in Maine, so I spend my summers on the ocean.
oh, cool, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I truly am a beach bum. I love the beach.
It's the best place
Um,
in the world.
oh, absolutely,
Nothing quite
absolutely.
like it.
I've always said, if something doesn't happen here, I'm just going to be a beach bum. I love the
It's always a
beach.
good way to live.
I guess. I guess. Yeah, that's pretty much. I do a lot of random things. Can't really tell you. There's a certain thing I do every day for hobby or free time.
Hmm.
Just kind of go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens.
Is there a hobby that you want to get into or that you think is cool?
Yeah, there was one the other day. It just slipped my mind. I was like, man, I'd love to get into that, but there's no way I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm snowboarding. That's what it
Mm.
is. Snowboarding. I love wakeboarding.
Hmm.
Snowboarding is not the same thing I've learned.
No, I snowboard. It is very different.
Yeah, I went when I was a little kid, broke my ankle, and I was
Mm.
like, I want to try this again. I really want to try this again, and I've just yet to get the chance to. So
You should. It is very fun.
really,
Yeah.
uh,
It's one of my
yeah,
favorite things to do.
I feel like I'm just a tad bit more athletic than I was when I was like 10. So maybe it'll be a little better this time, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Are
But
there
yeah,
many mountains in Nashville that you can go skiing or snowboarding at?
not in Nashville. No, I think the closest place for skiing would probably be Gatlinburg.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm up in the Boston area. So we just, you just go up to New Hampshire and there's in Vermont
Oh
and
yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
yeah.
Somebody actually not too long ago, like 2 or 3 days ago, texted me on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, was like, "Come to New Hampshire and play." So maybe I might make a trip up there and go snowboarding or
That would
something. That'd be kind
be
of
that would be cool.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would
I
definitely
think
go
so.
to your show if you come out here.
Well, that's the plan. She Facebook whatever you want to call it, and I was like, yeah, let me know some places that are pretty cool up there, so maybe we can get something going on up there. We do some snowboarding and some music.
Are you planning on touring when the new EP comes out?
I do plan on touring. Right now, we're doing as many shows on the road as we can.
Hmm.
I truly hope that this song gets out to more people and it kind of opens some more doors. But right now, we're staying really busy. Pretty much Thursday through Sunday, we're on the road.
Hmm.
We most recently we played in North Carolina and South Carolina, Delray Beach, Oxford, Mississippi.
Hmm.
It's a little bit. Next week we're going to Orange Beach. Then the next week we're where are we going? Oh gosh, oh Hattiesburg, Mississippi. That's it. That's it. So super excited about those two coming up. But yeah, we're staying pretty busy, and I plan on continuing to go out and play live shows. That's one of the most fun parts about being an artist is getting to play in front of people. I love that. I love playing in front of people. That's my favorite thing out of anything.
Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Pre-show rituals. Nothing crazy. I mean, I just chill, relax. I'll throw the
Hmm.
baseball with whoever's with me. Just kind of gets my mind off of at that very moment. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't. I will. I'm lucky enough to say I don't get stage fright, so it doesn't really give me anxiety to walk up there on stage. But I don't. I do get to that mindset to where I'm like, gosh, I wish it would just hurry up and get started. So I like to, throw the baseball or football if we got one before shows and just kind of relax and get my mind off of things and let time take its toll.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. We all kind of get together and do a little pre-show prayer and, fist bump, whatever you want to call it. And then we're ready to rock and roll.
So, what's your favorite thing about traveling and playing live for people?
Meeting different people, whether you want to admit it or not, people from other places are so different and it's so
Hmm.
cool. They act different, they sound different, and meeting new people and going to new places is one of my favorite things to do anyway. So getting to do music along with it is awesome to me. That's one of my favorite parts about doing this.
I love meeting new people, and I love that through this podcast I get to meet people. And it's
Yeah,
similar to you; it's just like they share the love of music.
yeah, absolutely. I love that. I love that there are people that truly love music, and it's so cool to connect with people that do.
I think music connects everybody.
It should. That I think that's why it was invented in the first place.
It's like which
That's
came first, the chicken or the egg? Like with music, you know.
right, absolutely. And me and my buddy were talking about this the other day. Like, there's so many things that people talk about. Like, man, I wish country music would go back to what it used to be.
Hmm.
You almost can't do that, and
Yeah.
that's because of how far it has come from where it started.
Hmm.
But they had to walk so we could run, basically.
Yeah.
And I love to see that people make new things and people try new things. And it's not just stuck in that one circle of, we got to do this.
Hmm.
Because then everything's going to sound the same. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we have the freedom to do that. And I'm so thankful for the people who have set the milestones that they've had in the past that have led artists like me and other people to where we are today.
Hmm. So you said you like to go out with people and meet new people. Is there a favorite thing that you like to do with new people, or?
I love to talk. That's really true. It don't matter where we are. We could be in the middle of a bar. We could be in the middle of the parking lot. If we're talking, that's all I gotta have. I love Top Golf. Like I said, I'm not the greatest golfer, but I do like Top Golf. So if there's some people in town that I'm like, hey, you want to hang out? Like just for the first time meeting, I'm like, let's
Hmm.
go to Top. That way we can have a good time. We can
Hmm.
socialize. We got our food. We can do whatever pretty much. And
Yeah.
that's probably my go-to spot if I'm gonna like bring people in and have something to do, and it's laid back enough to where like we're
Hmm.
not too busy to conversate as well.
Yeah.
But if we're like, hey, let's go out, Red Door, 100%. Red Door's the one of my favorite places
Hmm.
here.
This question is it's going to take you some time to like think about. So, if you could use your music to change one thing in the world, what would it be and why? It's
Oh
a hard
man,
one.
I feel like that should have been a prepared question. Okay, I wrote a song. Well, it was a while ago now. Like I said, my dad passed when I was young.
Hmm.
And for a long time, I hid the emotion that I had because I wanted to be strong for my mom, strong for my family, and this and
Yeah.
that. And over time, it hit me that I was hiding these emotions. And one day it really hit me. And I was like, God Almighty, I didn't know that there was so much built up that it I'd written on to. And I wrote a song called "Hide It," and it talks about you don't have to be strong for other people.
Hmm.
You just do your own thing, and that's the part of grieving. And really and truly, I want to be able to explain to people in that sense that it's okay. You don't have to be strong or not cry or not talk to people about what's
Hmm.
going on because everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through whether you want to call it heartbreak or losing somebody or
Life.
just being down. Life is hard. Whether you want to admit it or not, life is hard.
Yeah.
Life throws curveballs at you all the time. So I just want to be able to get a message out there that lets people know that it's okay. You don't have to be strong all the time. That's the message I would like to get out there.
That's a good message. The world needs more of that.
Absolutely. I agree. And I feel like if I would have had that in the time of, I mean, there was, I won't say I didn't have that, but I was stubborn, hard headed
Yeah.
or whatever. But people was like, hey, it's okay if you need to talk to somebody. But I was like, I'm fine, whatever. Now I wish I could go back and talk to them because,
Hmm.
I feel like things would be different. But yeah, I think that that's the message I would like to get across. It's okay not to be okay and talk about it for sure.
Hmm. So, what is the most unexpected thing that's happened to you when you've been either like, playing a live show or meeting a new person after a show?
So the first gig I ever played, like on the road, legitimately, once I moved
Hmm.
here, it was supposed to be at a festival in Laurel, Mississippi, in the middle of really nowhere. If you've ever been to Laurel, it's about as big as where I'm from,
Hmm.
and there's really nothing. Well, the festival got rained out, so they were like, "We really want y'all to play still." So they found this. It was a wedding venue, but it was a barn, and
Huh.
we set up there. We played, and a bunch of people came out. It was really really cool. But we were playing or whatever, and this guy ended up showing up, and he had been here for like 30 years. He was a big time songwriter, and it was so unexpected. I met him after the show, and he was on tour with Reba and Dolly
Mm.
Parton, just all these people that in the middle of nowhere, I expected to meet nobody. I met him, and
Yeah.
it was insane. So yeah, that was probably the strangest and most exciting, but craziest thing, unexpected thing that happened so far when it comes to like, wow, that's so wild.
Hmm.
There's been a lot of wild things happen on the road. I will say that. There's just, I mean, there's a whole new experience when it comes to going out for a whole weekend, and there's a lot of stuff you can get into. But when it comes to professionalism and hey, this is beneficial, that's probably one of
Hmm. Anything that wasn't professional or beneficial that was
them.
unexpected?
So we went when we played in Delray. We went to the beach for the day because we didn't play till that night, and we all had too much to drink
Hmm.
at the bar on the beach, and then we had to Uber to our gig. So that was kind of funny. We had to take all of our stuff out of our van, and it was a lot. So like
Hmm.
we had to order the XL Uber and everything. It was funny.
I wonder what the Uber driver was thinking.
I don't know. He didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak the language he
No.
spoke, so there's no telling what he was saying about us. He was probably saying some really not nice things.
Who knows? You'll never
Who
know.
knows? Yeah, that's right. Unless I learn whatever language he was speaking. So,
Aside from like your dad, who would you say is your biggest musical influence?
as a musician, that's hard to say. But when it comes to being the person that I want to be as an artist,
Hmm.
Cody Johnson. Cody
Mm.
Johnson's awesome to me.
Yeah.
He's so like we were talking about earlier. He's down to earth. You can tell he has a real passion for music.
Yeah.
And every time somebody asks me that, I feel like that's my answer. But it's so true. I watched the documentary on him, and his story is so inspirational to see that he had different plans, but everything just kept leading him to be where he was. And yeah, he's just a true inspiration. And as an artist, as a person, as an artist, that's the
Yeah.
kind of person that I look up to and strive to be.
I love
Yep.
that. I haven't seen the documentary yet. It's on my list of a long list of movies to watch.
Very good. Very, very good. Have you ever seen the American Sniper movie?
Yes.
Okay, so somehow he was connected with the Chris Kyle guy.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty cool. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you what's your take on music and what are your certain?
I'm learning how to play the ukulele. Not very
Okay.
good yet. I'm learning.
Hey, it's all
But
starting. Process.
I'm more like I just love music and just want to share it with the world. And I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes people don't understand what it means to be an artist
Yeah.
or like what it means to create music because you're not, just like, oh, it just like doesn't come to you instantly. You're like sitting down with an intention.
Yeah.
So I just like to share that with people.
Cool. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. That's really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I was originally planning to do something else. I was maybe going to become a teacher. And then I
Yeah.
got really into photography in high school. And then
Okay.
I was like, oh, maybe I could be a tour photographer. And I was like, maybe not. Maybe I could just go into like management or something instead.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's awesome. Seriously. That's cool to see that you have a passion for it. It all leads you a certain way.
Yeah.
If you love something, it's going to lead you towards that road.
Yeah.
You talk about like you had different plans. My plans were I went to school for engineering. I was going to
Hmm.
get an international business degree, and like I said, my dad he had a company, and I planned on taking that over and expanding it across the
Hmm.
world and all this and that. Now I'm doing music, so big switch up, but I went
Yeah.
straight to the world.
Very different.
It is. It's very different. Nothing around the whole business engineer. I mean, the business part of it, yeah, but the engineering part of it, nah, not my cup of tea. I don't think.
Yeah. That's understandable. I feel like you have to have a certain brain for engineering.
I just don't have the patience for engineering. I don't think.
That's fair.
I could probably, I've always said this that running a business and selling something is a personality trait.
Hmm.
That part probably wouldn't be that bad, but the whole engineering part of it, that is something you can't just act like you know.
Right.
You got to know
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yes. You don't want an engineer who doesn't know their stuff.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah, I think there's like five things in this world that you should definitely have to go to school for, and it's a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer. What was the other two? Like surgeon, something like that.
Hmm.
It was just around the lines of like these need to know
Yep.
what they're doing.
You definitely want your doctor to have gone to school.
Exactly. So I'm glad it did. I say this in the most positive way possible. I'm glad it didn't work out like it did
Hmm.
because I don't think I'd ever really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's understandable. You would have
Yeah,
been like happy, but not.
I would have regret not doing this.
Yeah. And you can
So
always go back later and get that degree.
yeah, yeah,
Or not.
yeah. I mean, if all else fails, yeah, but that's definitely not the plan. For a long time, I've heard that you need to have a plan B. You need to have a plan B. But no, not anymore. This is
I don't
if you
have
have a
one.
plan B. Yeah, see, if you have a plan B, you're not going to be focused on your plan A fully.
Hmm.
So right now, I have plan A, and that's it. And that's what I plan on going with. If it works out, works out. If it don't, uh-oh,
You go live on the beach.
I guess I'm gonna live on the beach. I'll build some chairs or something, build some necklaces and sell them. I always said, like during the pandemic, like you were talking about earlier, during the pandemic, I was like, I should just move to a different country and start a fishing charter or something and
Hmm.
cash only, have one of those like minute phones and like you can only contact me in certain times, really just off the grid. So I guess that's what I'll do if music doesn't work out.
It's a good plan B.
I guess it's a long strung out plan B.
Yeah, might take some time to get there, but
Yeah. Anything else you want to ask?
not that I can think of.
All right.
Was there
Well,
anything you wanted to talk about in terms of music?
I mean, no, I just other than hey, y'all go listen to my new song. I hope y'all get something out of it. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, yeah, thank you for coming. Do you want to share your socials so that people can follow you?
Yes. Is there a way I can type them? I just tell y'all.
Just tell them, and we'll put them in the link.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
my Instagram is Jagger Whitaker Music, and I believe everything else is as well. If you want to find me on Spotify and Apple or whatever streaming platform, it's just my name, Jagger Whitaker. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been a good time.
Yeah, I'm very excited to hear your EP when it comes out. I mean, if it's anything like the song that just came out, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. So
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I look forward. Hopefully, I can get up there and play a show and maybe get some snowboarding or something
yeah,
there to
definitely
try.
let me know.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, it was a good time. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
All right.
Bye.